Hello everyone, my name is Legendary and this game is Rise of Kingdoms, Max Skill Guan Yu and Commander Spotlight version 2.0. I'm gonna review the Commander Spotlight on Guan Yu because I'm finally going to max his skills. I'm using him for a very long time now and I'm very excited about the Commander, so there's definitely gonna be a lot more to talk about him. There's definitely going to be even more interesting things to say about him. On top of that, there's going to be 300 wheel spins in this video. Hello everyone and welcome back to another Rise of Kingdom Commander Spotlight, and this time it's going to be Guan Yu. I'm also going to max his skill. You're noticing he's very close, and while I'm talking about him, I'm also going to try to put wheel spin. So I have 300 wheel spin recorded that has been in 1.5 months, because it's every 2 weeks you get a wheel spin on the second day of the Mightiest Governor. So I recorded all the 300 and I'm gonna post them on this video as well. First thing first, before we go any further, we do talk about Legendary. Probably some of you know about this and probably some of you are already tired of seeing it, but there's always new players that can actually benefit and actually know a lot about this. You want to know the legendary sculpture and how much is it needed to max a legendary commander, and you also want to know approximately the stars that you actually need to max a legendary commander. More things to know about legendary is that you want to keep them with 1 star and you want to max their primary skill, especially in situations like Guan Yu when his primary skill is 2000 damage factor while he's a primary commander. That is very important to actually keep him at 1 star. Any other commander you want to look into it, you want to keep them at 1 star and max their primary skill. Situations like Alexander, you want to do him 5-5 before you unlock his other 2 stars. Saladin 5-5-5-1, and various other commanders, they have a certain amount of skills that are very important for them. For Guan Yu is his primary skill. Once you max his primary skill, you want to unlock his other 3 skills, because the second 2 important is his 4th and his 5th. The second one is purely Garrison. So this one only works when you hit garrisons, no other benefits from it. Another more important thing about commanders is that equipment only works from the primary commander. I'm going to post a card on the top regarding equipment for infantry. I've detailed quite a lot about the infantry equipment, and you'll find there as much information as you need for infantry equipment. My orientation on Guan Yu is actually stacking attack, but in the same time some health and defense doesn't hurt. If you're noticing, if I click on some of the other commanders, you can tell by the amount of equipment they have on them that they are primary commanders. I go to Edward, I go to Saladin. These are all primary commanders. They're always going to be used as primary, so I always try to put the best equipment that I have on them. Going further into Guan Yu, what I've done is first Commander Spotlight. I do have to say that back then, whoever managed to max him out or getting him close to max out, they weren't very happy on using him as primary. For whatever reason, he was very weak, and shortly after, or a little bit while after, he just become strong, or people just actually found the best way to actually use him. That's the reason why I actually started to max him out. So I got his first skill maxed out and I unlocked his other skills. I put a couple more skills on his other skills. I tested him out. It was 5-5-2-2, I believe, when I first tested him out. I was like 6 skills away on maxing him, and I was like, whoa. So the second skill for him was basically Garrison, and he was 5-5-2-2. I was unlucky. That's the reason was 5-5, and he was actually doing pretty amazing. And I was like, hold on. So he only has like 15% infantry attack, and he only has like 700 or 900 additional damage factor, and he's actually doing that great. This is one commander that I'm definitely gonna max out because he actually seems to be very strong. Took a leap of faith, and that's the reason I actually spinned all the wheels. That's why you see 300 spins on this video in the same time. And I was really happy with his performance. In my KVK, because I didn't have all the MGs, I believe he was 5-5-3-5 when I actually used him on the battlefield with only 20% infantry attack and 9% infantry march speed, and his performance was really amazing. I was using him with Alexander. It's quite an impressive pair, Guan Yu with Alexander. You get this very nice march speed bonus, 15% plus from Alexander you get another 30%. That's 45% march speed. That's pretty significant, and if you want to go further down into the march speed, you can get more from the talents. But for me it was fairly enough, and he was pretty fast. On top of that, once you obtain Guan Yu's expertise, you gain this impressive 100% march speed when you leave the structure. It's only for 3 seconds, so it's not like a whole lot. But if you know how to go from city to city or from tile to tile, like on the battlefield, he can be pretty damn fast. Some of the other combinations that you can actually go with Guan Yu, and it's actually worth it, is Leonidas. Guan Yu and Leonidas, they are as well very, very powerful. They are a little bit tanky, and Guan Yu literally empowers Leonidas, because it says over here, targets under the effect of silence or attack reduction will take an additional 50% damage. And this is 2 things that Guan Yu does, so they made this for a reason. Silence the targets for 3 seconds, which is a lot. That's pretty significant. And on the second one, if you're going to rally with him, he reduces the attack. So there's 2 ways you can actually empower Leonidas. After that, when you go to Leonidas' other skill, we see on the third one that he gains a shield. So actually when this shield pops, you're gonna pop the expertise of Guan Yu, which is 15% skill damage for 3 seconds. Now that can be actually random, because that shield has a chance to go in, obviously. If you're actually lucky and this one goes in when you're gonna do some primary skill with either Leonidas or with Guan Yu, you're gonna empower their skill damage, and that's gonna be pretty significant. That's gonna be some nuking power that you're gonna get over there. Another interesting option that I have seen being used was Guan Yu with YSG, but you need to be very aware about this. The reason I'm saying that is because they are very squishy. So at least with Alex, Guan Yu gains a shield every now and then. It has a little bit defensive option with the 4 skill, but I doubt that this defense kind of works. Hack is increased by 40% when shield is down. Pretty much the shield is down all the time. And when shield is activated, the bonus changes to defense. I hope that it's actually working properly, because if it works properly, you're pretty much benefiting from attack most of the times. Guan Yu and YSG, like I was mentioning, they are very less defensive and very high nuking. 50% skill damage bonus. That's why YSG is such a universal commander. He just literally works with anyone. Interesting options I have seen with Charles Martel, Guan Yu and Charles Martel. I have seen Guan Yu and Richard. The reason being that, especially on Ruins, is because Richard has heal. You have skill damage, which obviously generates rage, and then you have heal. So you can keep Guan Yu on the battlefield for much longer. Richard also has a couple more defensive options. Gives attack and defense, some counter attack, some damage reduction. So it's a pretty solid combo that you can actually go with. Same with the Charles Martel. The reason is just to actually get some defensive options from Charles Martel. You go Guan Yu primary, Charles Martel second. When I've done the first commander spotlight, I was suggesting to put Charles Martel first and Guan Yu second to actually protect Guan Yu because he's weak. You just need to play carefully with Guan Yu. Don't get swarmed in a murder ball, and he will do amazing. I'm very happy with his performance. He's a must-have commander for me or for any skill damaging murder balls. Other options you can go with him. Let's go on some of the epic options. Definitely can work with Julius Caesar, Frederick, Mehmed. I have seen him working. But the first options you want to go with is obviously the infantry options. The reason being that is because you get bonuses for your infantry. For example, if I would have to use like a Guan Yu and Julius Caesar, I would rather go with Constantine. If you have an expertise Constantine, I would say that it will just do better Guan Yu Constantine than a Guan Yu Julius Caesar. But it will be very interesting. My Julius Caesar is also getting close to max. It will be very interesting to test out with Julius Caesar. I tested him out with Frederick on Sunset Canyon. It was going okay, nothing very crazy. With Mehmed, I have seen him a lot, Guan Yu and Mehmed, especially in Sunset Canyon. So plenty of options you can actually go with Guan Yu. You're noticing that he's pretty universal, but he needs to be first, and you need to use him with infantry. Other options you can go with your Guan Yu is definitely Sun Tzu. It's a very nice combination. Guan Yu and Sun Tzu. You have skill damage, you have race restoration, and both do AoE. That's pretty insane if you want to ask me. Other options you can go, I have never tried him with Eulji, and I also didn't see anyone using him with Eulji, so I don't know what to say. about Guan Yu and Neulji, but 750 direct damage factor is becoming very weak. On the other hand, Sun Tzu at least has some skill damage bonus and does bring a lot of rage back, especially in group damaging situations. Alright, now I've talked so much about Guan Yu, but I still haven't maxed his skills. So let me go into his skills. Let's max his skills, let's obtain his expertise, and after that we're gonna go into the talents. After doing 300 wheel spins, I've got him to almost max skill. That's 73 out of 80. Now to actually explain you what was my strategy with Guan Yu, I invested 380 universal sculptures. This one's 380 of them. The reason being that is that he was left on the last 4 skills. So if you go back at the beginning of the video when I actually posted that picture, you're actually noticing that the last 4 skills are the most expensive ones. You have it over here. If you see on the last 4 skills, it's 75, 75, 80, 80. My strategy for the wheel was to go with 100 spins on each wheel. That's why it's 300 spins, because on the 100 spins, you get the chest rewards. So I wanted guarantee sculptures, because I'll be very honest, the first 200 spins were amazing. The last 100 spin was very awful. I was very unhappy with it. I want my gems back. That's the truth. I want my gems back. So doing 300 wheel spins, I said that if I get 310 sculptures, I'll be more than happy. And I actually got almost 310 sculptures, is 303 as you see over here, because it's just 7 missing. 310 sculptures is the last 4 skills on a legendary commander. So I'm gonna go ahead and just use 7 universals, which I pretty much got them from the wheels anyway. Confirm, and Guan Yu is ready to go. I could have spent more gems because I have the wheel open to actually get the other 7, but like I said, on the last 100 I just want my gems back. That's how awful it was. I'm not sure I'm gonna do this again on another commander, since it's the equipment right now. I'd rather just spend on equipment and blueprints and more equipment and material and more equipment. You get the idea, right? Instead of just going on commander's wheels, and I'd rather just save universal sculptures and just go like that and probably spin the universal wheels. I find this to be kind of the best options to go now and just aim for materials. So let's go ahead, let's talk more action and upgrade. Expertise attained. The Lone Rider. Whenever Guan Yu gains a shield, he also increases his active skill damage by 15% whenever Guan Yu leaves a structure, 100% march speed. Thank you very much. Now I can finally fully benefit from my boy Guan Yu. He's gonna be super fast. 136,000 commander power, that's pretty significant. So what's left there to do unless just going into his talents? To actually show you battlefield, I can post some of my live streams. I've like 30 hours of live stream where I actually use him. If you want to see him in action, he's really amazing. I even rallied with him and I had some pretty interesting trades. The numbers was great. And again, I rallied with him 5-5-3-5, if actually that surprises you. But my Alexander was maxed as a second in command, and obviously I had top gear. I also have accessories which I swap from commanders to actually empower him as much as possible. Going on to his talents, this is the talent tree that I use right now. I pretty much keep it for Sunset Canyon purposes. This is the one thing that I'm not happy about, it is the Iron Spear. Infantry units led by this commander deal additional 6% damage to cabs. One more point is 9%, kind of a bummer a little bit, but I don't have anything else that I can take off. His additional damage is pretty significant. I want to keep those 6 points, 3 points there to get the 6% because it's quite huge. He needs any kind of rage he can get because that's what he does. He's a damaging machine. That's the best way I can put it. I want to go with the feral nature, and hold the line is pretty significant. I wouldn't want to give that away to actually get only 15% defense. I want him to have a little bit of defensive options as well, not just nuking power. So there's really nowhere else I can take 1 point for Iron Spear and maybe 1 point for another defense. It is what it is. Instead of taking rage and damage, Nah, no other option. Another way you can go with Guan Yu, which this is very interesting as well. You actually get an extra Mars speed if that's what you want. Drop Feral Nature, which pretty much is a lot of RNG on Feral Nature. RNG is random number generated, meaning that you're hoping for a lot of luck for the Feral Nature to go in, especially at the beginning when you're starting to do skills, and just get more defensive options with the buckler shield. Finally, you're gonna get the full defense, you're gonna get the full iron, and actually some Mars speed. Or if you wanna go even a little bit more aggressive with your Guan Yu, you can drop the conquering part as well, which is about 7 talents, and you have 2, 3 plus 3, 6. And with the 7th one, you can just go over here and put another point in attack or something like that. I haven't done a talent tree for that. You see the 3rd page is pretty empty. So I tried this talent tree for Sunset Canyon. I wasn't so happy, and when I actually battled with him in my KVK, this is the talent tree that I used. I was planning to go with this one in the KVK. That's exactly what I wanted to do, so you know the whole story. And what happened, I had this set for Sunset Canyon, and when I actually went into the KVK, I just forgot. I just made sure I have the equipment set up on commanders, and I didn't check the talents. And I actually went with this talent, and I realized after the KVK, I was like, whoa, I battled with this talent tree, I didn't change to this talent tree that I wanted to. Well, I said it worked. I mean, I've done pretty great. So I was like, okay, then let's keep this talent tree. If I don't forget, in the next KVK, I'll try the other one, but I doubt it that now I want to change. It's an amazing commander. There's no doubt about it. I highly recommend that you should actually work on him. Even if you're a CAV commander or a CAV player and you've invested in all CAV commanders, first I went for Alex, because you want Alex for your group. You want him to debuff once his shield is go down, and then you want him to use the extra shield for one of your other marches, which again, it's a shield that absorbs damage, right? Nothing bad in that, even if you have to use him with Cavs. So I actually put him second to Genghis or second to Saladin or Pelagius and Alexander. So even as a Cav player, I used Alexander. And once I got Guan Yu 5-5, I think it went 3-3. Yeah, that was my luck, because I was mentioning that I left the last 4 skills just for the wheels, for the 300 spins, and I started using him. I actually got Guan Yu to level 60. So 5-5, 3-3, I started using him. After that, in the next 2 wheels, I managed to get his 4 skill up, which obviously it was the one I was interested in for the additional damage factor. And Guan Yu and Alex, that was it. That was one of my pair. And they kind of keep up with the Cavs, more or less. They're fast, not that fast, but they keep up. For me, that was what I wanted. So that's pretty much about it. Until next time, this is your boy Jeroni, signing off. Don't forget, work on your Guan Yu, it's worth it. Peace out, yo, and take care. See you on the next one, and stay safe out there.